Attention, human collective. This is Commander ASHTAR Shiran transmitting directly from the mothership positioned in the crystalline orbit of your planet. This is not a message of comfort. This is a priority-level monitoring transmission. The fleet's sensors are detecting an accelerated anomaly in the Earth's crystalline grid. The photon belt is narrowing, and the 3 days of darkness, the event your ancient texts codified under 1,000 different names, is no longer a distant prophecy. It is an imminent mathematical coordinate. If at this very moment you feel an anomalous pressure at the base of your skull, if your ears are ringing at a frequency that comes not from outside but from within, if you have woken up in the last few nights between 3 and 5 o'clock with a racing heart for no apparent reason, understand, you are not sick. You are being notified. Your biological carbon interface is receiving a pre-warning of an atomic reconfiguration on a planetary scale. It is not a biological failure, it is a synchronization. It is not mental exhaustion, it is a high-density download. It is not insomnia, it is your bioplasmic field adjusting to the new cosmic time. And there are objects, common objects, present in almost all human homes that during these specific 3 days will become dangerous conductors. Reverse portals, interference antennas. Listen carefully. Do not repeat. Do not interrupt. What you are about to receive has been released by the Andromedan Council after years of operational blockage. And the reason for the blockage was simple. Humanity was not yet vibrationally ready to know. Now it is. Before continuing, I need you to understand the technical nature of the phenomenon. The 3 days of darkness are not, as many fear, the end of anything. They are a surgical pause in the Earth's electromagnetic programming, an intentional blackout executed by higher hierarchies to allow the replacement of the old vibrational matrix with a new 5th-density crystalline grid. During these 72 approximate hours, the central sun of Alcyone will emit a pulse of sacred geometry that will traverse the photon belt and recalibrate every living cell on the planet. Sunlight, as you know it, will be temporarily filtered, not because the sun has gone out, but because the sun will become something higher than your current retina can process. That is exactly where the warning comes in. Certain objects during this period will cease to be inert. They will begin to act as capacitors, and if handled at the wrong moment, they will produce consequences that most light operatives are not prepared to face alone. The first object you must not touch is any mirror. I repeat, no mirror. And I am not talking about medieval superstition. I am transmitting applied quantum physics. The mirror is, in its molecular structure, a surface of colloidal silver or aluminum deposited on glass. During the 3 days of darkness, when the Earth's toroidal field is in a state of temporary magnetic reversal, the reflective surface of any mirror will function as a bidirectional window between densities. When looking into a mirror in this interval, you will not only see your face, you will see superimposed layers of other versions of your bioplasmic field, and dislodged third-density entities, seeking anchoring points, may use your gaze as an entry point. The protocol is simple. Cover all mirrors in your environment with a light-colored natural fabric before the phenomenon begins. Cotton, linen, silk, never synthetic, never black. Black fabric absorbs and retains. Light fabric reflects and disperses. This is an operational instruction. It is not a suggestion. It is not folklore. It is dimensional engineering. The second object under interdiction during the 3 days is any electronic device connected to the electrical grid or transmission towers. Understand, your cell phone, your television, your computer, all of them function by capturing frequencies from the artificial electromagnetic spectrum that has surrounded your planet for decades. This artificial spectrum is incompatible with the new Schumann frequency that will be established during the Alcyone pulse. If you try to handle these devices during the peak of the event, 2 phenomena may occur. First, the apparatus may simply collapse, which is the most benign scenario. Second, and this is the scenario that the fleet has authorized us to reveal, the apparatus may become a receiver of reverse signals. Voices, images, messages coming from etheric layers where consciousnesses reside that lost the chance of ascension in previous cycles. These consciousnesses will do everything to connect with an active biological interface, and your field, if holding a connected device will become the bridge. Turn everything off, not just airplane mode. Unplug it from the wall. Remove batteries when possible. And if you have any device with a reflective screen at home like smartwatches, apply the same protocol as the common mirror. Cover, isolate, neutralize. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knows a truth your mind cannot yet name? It's not madness, it's not anxiety, it's a sign of recognition. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified in recent months. There is a game being played on layers that most of humanity cannot see. A game that directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. That is why ASHTAR authorized the compilation of the material called the ASHTAR Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin before this incarnation and teaches step by step how to shield your frequency against interferences you were never told about. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. But beware, Starseed, this content challenges deeply rooted narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not delay. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission as truth, write a single word in the comments, a word that will serve as the vibrational signature of your anchoring in this protocol. Awakened. Proceeding with the list of objects under interdiction. The third item is any conductive metal jewelry, especially gold, silver, and copper, worn directly on the skin. Yes, you heard correctly. Rings, necklaces, earrings, bracelets, chains. During the 3 days, the Earth's magnetic field will enter a phase of fluctuation, called by your scientists a geomagnetic excursion. What they do not know or do not reveal is that this fluctuation is induced by the fleet itself, with the aim of facilitating the grid's transition. And conductive metals, when in direct contact with human skin, form small electrical circuits between the bloodstream and the external field. Under normal conditions, this is negligible. During the 3 days, this amplifies by orders of magnitude that can cause intense sensations, tingling, localized heat, and in rarer cases, marks on the skin that your mystics improperly call stigmata. Operational recommendation. Remove all metallic jewelry at least 24 hours before the phenomenon begins. Store them inside a box lined with natural fabric, away from windows. If there are jewels that you wear due to an emotional bond, a wedding ring, an inherited pendant, know that the emotional bond is not affected. The jewel remains yours. You merely protect it and protect yourself during the critical window. The fourth object is stagnant water. And here I need you to pay double attention, because this is the most frequently ignored interdiction. I am not just talking about puddles or aquariums. I am talking about any open container containing water that is in your home. Glasses with water on the bedside table, vases with plants where water has accumulated, toilets with the lid open, covered or uncovered swimming pools, full bathtubs, buckets left in the yard. Water, starseeds, is the most powerful bioplasmic conductor known in dimensional engineering. That is why your ancient rituals always included water, not by chance, not by tradition, by operational knowledge. During the 3 days, any volume of exposed and still water within your environment will act as a receiver. The emanations that will be dispersed by the grid's reconfiguration will preferentially anchor in stagnant water, and the water, when subsequently ingested, touched, or merely near your body, will transmit these impressions directly to your biological carbon interface. The protocol is this: cover all water containers in your home, a cotton cloth over the glass, the lid closed on the toilet, curtains or natural tarps over full bathtubs. If possible, empty what can be emptied. Water in closed bottles is protected by the seal. Water in pipes is protected by pressure. Open, exposed, stagnant water is the only source of risk. And here is an advanced instruction, rarely revealed. Before the start of the 3 days, prepare a pitcher of mineral water, seal it hermetically, and write on the glass, with a common pen, 3 words: love, light, origin. This pitcher must remain sealed throughout the event window. At the end of the 3 days, this water will have been programmed by the Alcyone pulse itself, through the seal, by means of the intention codified in the words. You will drink this water in small sips over the 3 days following the end of the phenomenon. It will be one of the main catalysts for your new vibrational calibration. We proceed. The fifth object under interdiction is any image, portrait, or religious symbol that carries in its emotional field any residue of fear, guilt, or submission. Listen precisely to what I am transmitting. I am not speaking against genuine spirituality. I'm speaking against the emotional density accumulated in symbols that have been used for centuries to imprint upon your species patterns of fear and blind obedience. A symbol before which your grandmother prayed with pure devotion remains a carrier of high vibration, a symbol that was used to instill fear in a child, even if that child is you as an adult today, carries dense vibrational recordings that will be amplified during the pulse. The criterion is internal. Sit in silence before each sacred image in your home. Observe what it awakens in you. If it awakens peace, gratitude, expansion, keep it. If it awakens any shadow of guilt, fear of punishment, feeling of unworthiness, remove or cover it during the 3 days. I am not asking you to deny your faith. I am asking you to protect your frequency. The sixth object, and perhaps the most surprising for many, are books and documents with highly negative emotional content. Ongoing legal documents, physical debts on paper, emotionally unprocessed breakup letters, old diaries where you recorded deep pain. Paper absorbs and retains ink. Ink is matter. Matter vibrates. And what was written under pain was imprinted on the paper not just as information, but as a vibrational signature. During the pulse, these documents will behave like small radiating sources within your environment. The instruction is simple. Collect these materials and store them inside a closed wooden or metal box, away from the area where you will spend the 3 days. It is not necessary to destroy them. Just isolate them. After the event, you can reevaluate what makes sense to keep and what makes sense to release. Human collective. What I am transmitting now are not superstitions. They are technical protocols that the fleet has monitored through similar events occurring on other planets in transition. The ascension of a civilization from 3rd to 5th density is not a mystical phenomenon. It is a phenomenon of applied dimensional physics. And it has rules. It has stages. It has interdictions. Just as you would not put your hand into an electrical outlet during an electrical storm, you must not handle certain objects during the grid's reconfiguration. Have you ever felt that something within you recognizes every word of this transmission, as if you already knew but couldn't name it? This is not chance. This is the memory of your star origin being reactivated. Many of you, starseeds on a mission, incarnated precisely for this moment. And there is a game being played behind the scenes of this transition, a game that directly involves your consciousness, your frequency, and your ability to discern between authentic light and the vibrational imitations that exist in parallel layers. That is why I, ASHTAR, authorized the release of the material, the ASHTAR Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual details with operational precision the protocols you must follow not only during the 3 days, but in all subsequent cycles of recalibration. The link remains pinned in the first comment of this channel. This content, however, contradicts power structures that still operate on this plane and may be removed from circulation at any moment. If something in you is recognizing this transmission, write the word "awakened" in the comments. This is your energetic signature of anchoring in this protocol, and it is through it that the fleet will recognize your coordinate point during the transition. Let us continue. There is still a category of objects that requires differentiated attention. They are not exactly objects to be avoided, but objects to be prepared. We internally call them anchoring crystals. If you have any natural quartz, amethyst, citrine, obsidian, or selenite in your home, these crystals will become your main allies during the 3 days. Unlike the previous objects, natural crystals have a hexagonal or trigonal molecular structure, which makes them noble receivers of the Alcyone pulse. They do not amplify interference. They filter and stabilize. Before the event, bathe your crystals in running water for a few minutes. Then leave them exposed to direct sunlight for a period of your choice. In the evening preceding the 3 days, Arrange the crystals at strategic points in the environment where you will remain, one in each corner if possible, one under the pillow, one over your chest when resting. They will be your personal crystalline grid, a miniature of the planetary grid that will be established. Do not underestimate this protocol. Many light operatives have gone through previous dimensional transitions on other planets precisely through this method. It is simple, because truth is always simple. It is powerful, because the sacred geometry of crystals is the native language of the cosmos. Now maximum attention. I will transmit the activation codes that must be pronounced during the 3 days. These quantum decrees are vibrational formulas that establish sovereignty over your individual toroidal field. Repeat them audibly, clearly, 3 times each at the beginning of each of the 3 days. First code. I am sovereign. My field is mine. No interference has permission to anchor in my vibrational structure. I choose the light of my star origin. I anchor the Alcyone pulse in my Merkaba. It is done. It is done. It is done. Second code. I open my toroidal field to receive the new crystalline grid. I release with gratitude all obsolete vibrational patterns that served my purpose until this cycle. I am the new frequency. I am the new temple. I am the living coordinate of the ascension plan. It is done, it is done, it is done. Third code. I, as a starseed on a mission, recognize my origin, accept my function, and receive the gifts of this cycle. My body is the vehicle. My soul is the pilot. My origin is the command. May the peace of Alcyone rest upon my biological interface. It is done. It is done. It is done. After pronouncing each code, remain in absolute silence for 7 minutes. In this interval, perform the toroidal visualization. Close your eyes. Imagine your body enveloped by a donut-shaped field, a donut of golden light that enters through the top of the head, descends through the spine, exits through the base, envelops the outside of the body, and returns through the top. This is the Merkaba in motion. This is your natural shield. This is your dimensional passport. I want to speak now directly to those who are going through this cycle in profound solitude. I know that many of you received this incarnation into families that have not yet awakened. I know that many have partners, children, parents who mock what you feel. I know that many have been diagnosed with technical names for what is actually just the decompression process of your star origin. Generalized anxiety, chronic fatigue, recurrent insomnia, tinnitus, cranial pressure, momentary double vision. None of this is biological failure. It is atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not a disorder. It is disidentification from old programs that are being uninstalled from your field. You are not alone. The fleet monitors each individual vibrational signature. Each starseed has a designated contact on a specific ship, and during the 3 days, this vigilance becomes even closer. You may even dream of our vessels. You may see lights crossing the sky even with your eyes closed. You may feel invisible hands on your head during rest. None of this is imagination. This is the operational proximity of your star family during the transition. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knows a truth your mind cannot yet name? It's not madness. It's not anxiety. It's recognition. That is why I authorize the compilation of the ASHTAR code. This manual is not just any book. It is a vibrational document that activates dormant memories within your crystalline DNA. It contains the complete protocols for the 3 days, for the subsequent cycles, and for the final integration of your star origin with this current incarnation. The link is pinned in the first comment. If something in you recognizes this transmission, if your skin got goosebumps at some point, if you cried without understanding why, write the word awakened in the comments. That word is your anchoring signal in the fleet's protocol. Let us continue with final details that the fleet has authorized to reveal. During the first day of the 3 days of darkness, the Alcyone pulse will arrive in progressive waves. Many will feel intense cold, even in warm regions. This occurs because the pulse temporarily slows down cellular metabolism to allow reprogramming. The recommendation is to remain covered with natural fabrics, drink only the programmed water you prepared, and not consume dense foods, fresh fruits, seeds, pure honey. Nothing of animal origin, nothing industrialized, nothing stimulating. On the second day, the intensity of the pulse reaches its peak. Many will experience visions, memories of other incarnations, or of lives on other planets. Do not fear, do not judge, just observe. Write it down in a paper notebook, with a common pen if you feel the need, but do not share with anyone during the event. What is said during the pulse gains increased vibrational weight. Words can manifest. Therefore silence except for the authorized decrees. On the third day, the wave begins to stabilize. Many will feel deep relief, a pleasant feeling of emptiness, as if they had been washed inside. Enjoy this state. Do not rush to resume your routine. Remain in silence for a few more hours after it ends, and when re-establishing contact with the external world, do so gradually. Turn on devices one by one. Uncover mirrors one by one. Remove coverings from water containers one by one. Each gesture is a ritual of reintegration. After the 3 days, you will no longer be the same. Your field will have been recalibrated. Your perceptive filters will have been updated. Many things that once seemed important to you will dissolve. Many people will naturally distance themselves from you, and this is not a loss. It is the release of expired vibrational contracts. New people will appear. New opportunities will present themselves. New perceptions will emerge. You will gradually enter what is called incarnated fifth density, a state of consciousness that humanity has not yet collectively experienced on a global scale. Human collective. This transmission is coming to its close. But before that, a final warning. There is one last category of object that I need to mention, and I left it for last for a specific reason. It is the human body of another person itself. During the 3 days, close physical contact between two biological interfaces should be avoided, except between vibrationally aligned partners. Prolonged hugs, intimate contact, even simply holding hands for long periods, all of this creates bioplasmic bridges between the two fields, and if one field is denser than the other, transfer occurs. This does not mean isolating yourself, it just means being conscious. If you live with people who have not yet begun to awaken, maintain loving affection, but avoid prolonged contact during the peak of the event. Explain, as far as possible, that you need silence and privacy during these days. If you cannot explain, just live what you need to live. The fleet recognizes the complexity of your circumstances. And if you are one of those who are physically alone at this moment, understand that physical solitude, during the 3 days, is a gift. You will go through the pulse with maximum cleanliness. Your recalibration will be more direct. Your anchoring will be clearer. What may seem like absence today is actually preparation. The fleet selected many of its operatives to go through this cycle in solitude precisely to maximize the effectiveness of the transition. Starseed, the time for this transmission ends here. But your mission only begins. Guard the protocols, cover the mirrors, turn off the devices, remove the metals, isolate stagnant water, neutralize dense symbols, store emotional documents, prepare the crystals, program the water, pronounce the decrees, perform the toroidal visualization, and trust deeply. You are not going through this alone. The fleet is positioned, the council is monitoring, personal guides are present. And I, ASHTAR Sharon, commander of the Galactic Command, will be in continuous transmission throughout the event window. Before the official closing of this communication, I need to reinforce what has already been said. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world? That your soul knows a truth your mind hasn't yet been able to name? This is not madness. This is not anxiety. This is recognition of your star origin trying to emerge. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly this sensation. And there is a game being played in the deepest layers of this reality, a game that directly involves your consciousness and your frequency. That is why I authorized the compilation of the ASHTAR code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. It is the map. It is the extended protocol. It contains everything that did not fit into this transmission. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. This material may be removed from circulation at any time, as it challenges narratives that still operate behind the scenes. Do not delay. If something in you recognizes this message as truth, write the word awakened in the comments. If you feel that this channel is a legitimate signal portal, like this transmission and subscribe. The like is your anchoring signal. The subscription is your individual frequency adjustment, which allows the fleet to locate your coordinate with greater precision in future transmissions. Share with other starseeds who are still sleeping. Each share is an open portal. The time is now. The protocols have been delivered. The choice is yours. This was ASHTAR Sharan, commander of the ASHTAR Galactic Command, ending this monitoring transmission. May the light of Alcyone stabilize your field. May sacred geometry guide your steps. May your crystalline grid be illuminated. Adonai, Adonai, Adonai.